didn't matter if many people on Earth didn't believe that life existed elsewhere in the universe, any more than it didn't matter if many people on other inhabited worlds didn't believe. Non-believers didn't change the fact that the universe was filled with all kinds of human races of different types, animal life forms, insects, and microscopic life forms. Non-believers can also change the fact that existed in spiritual realms of existence too, and that there were angelic forces at work watching over and guarding entire worlds where the seeds of life had been spread by universal gardeners, the gods and goddesses, who continued to spread their families throughout the universe. What did matter is when each of these new gardens or school-type planets began to progress past their own ignorance to the point of discovering that they weren't alone in the universe. What did matter is when they also started to reach out to other inhabited worlds with their own sciences, inventions, devices, abilities, and weapons. What also mattered is the sum of all our choices. How the gods protected and allowed free will to be amongst the different inhabited worlds and realms. The sum of all our choices continues to play an important part in how different events in the prophetic histories of planets could turn out, depending on the choices made. The big question was, and still is, with those who have been given freedom of choice, would different ones on these advancing worlds seek other life forms in order to get along with them? Or would some seek to enslave, control, and even slaughter the other inhabitants on other worlds that they might encounter or discover also exist? What also did matter is how, when, and where would those whom tempted by greed, lust for power or gain, or who gave into hate, would thus turn their sciences, devices, gifts, knowledge, and inventions into the making of global killer weapons. This mattered because of how those who took these paths would thus fall down even further towards demonification, where they would retrogress into becoming more like unto the demonic forces in the universe. For endless ages of time, the universal law which continues to be enforced is that each newly seeded world and each inhabited world, though at different stages of progress and advancements, should remain free and left alone in order to grow, progress, and develop according to their abilities, or those given to them by the good angel. However, with freedom and progression, there are not only great benefits and accomplishments for good, there are also possible dangers and threats of what could happen if freedom and progressions are perverted and misused for evil purposes.
The Party rally in September 1934 celebrated the New Order. In return for the murder of his old friend S.A. Chief Byrne, Hitler exacted a personal oath of allegiance from all armed forces. Everyone was brought into line with the New Order. They called it Gleichschaltung, unification.
To a new order.
Consequently, Universal Mission Command was established in the universe to police and enforce this law, and to deal with the threats and dangers that come when different ones on different inhabited worlds progress towards discovering ways of making global killer weapons. Moreover, this fortress planet was also established to gather, train, and equip the best universal freedom fighters in the universe in order to preserve the freedoms of all inhabited worlds that respect and hold true to this universal law, and also seek to use their sciences, inventions, devices, gifts, abilities, and advancements in knowledge, religions, and governments for good rather than evil. Consequently, Universal Mission Command, for endless ages of time, continues to send out cosmic agent recruiters to hunt down, find, and recruit the best warriors from the different times and places on inhabited worlds and realms, or to also find different ones with different abilities and gifts needed for the numerous ongoing missions of saving entire worlds from being destroyed, enslaved, or tampered with. I, Max Pointer, was a young boy when I was first contacted by such a recruiter. after seeing the effects of a global killer weapon while in space flight to Zephyr 6, a memory that still haunts my dream.
All of those people! My daddy!
I also recall that my own planet Earth had also suffered a tragic progression in weaponry towards its own global killer weapons too. I remember watching the historical presentations that showed Greek fire, Roman fireballs, castles, knights in armor, and swords all gave way under the destructive powers of the coming forth of gunpowder. However, with the coming forth of cannons, guns, machine guns, TNT, airplanes, tanks, submarines, jets, and missiles, flamethrowers, nuclear weapons, satellites, laser-guided missiles, and so forth. All these gave way too with the coming forth of a weapon so terrible as to make a single nuke look like a firecracker. A weapon which was to only add to the numerous other global killer weapons then also being invented on other inhabited worlds. And so, when inhabited worlds develop their sciences to the point where they begin to discover the hidden secrets of global killer weapons, cosmic agents are sent in to attempt to save these and other planets from becoming an endangered species in the universe.